Well, what do we have here? Some really nice Gemfield Chalcedony. Are we live? Get live with me for a second here if you're not. Okay. Is it Friday? Is this really Friday, you guys? Oh my gosh, we made it! We made it to Friday together. All of us. You guys rock. We're rocking over here. Welcome to the Friday Night Live. We've got all sorts of fun and shenanigans to share in a combination platter with you all. It's going to be so great. So thank you for coming this evening. And thank goodness I made it through this week. Eric the Cat, thank you for coming. And same with Rufotris, one of our trusty rusty wrenches. We've got Allison also. Allison Prairie Girl rocks with a wrench, taking care of your all of your wrenching needs. Brian Steinhardt, cheers, Steinkerns, and greetings to you, sir. Hope the road is treating you well. Wisconsin Rock Stalker, good to see you as well. Eric the Cat, and I did say that already. I'm going to double down. We've got Ma here as well. We've got the we've got another wrench going on, and thank you. I was hanging out with her a little bit earlier. We were chit-chatting, and I was like, I gotta go shine something. I'll be right back. So that was that. And so y'all got to have a little eyeful of some cabness, a cabstrosity that I hatched over the last hour or so. And let's see. Did I say hi to Tara's Treasures? Because cheers and Steinkerns to you, my darling. Drinking the good vino. I saw Scott Argyle back there as well as Rob. So thank you guys for coming. Cheers and Steinkerns to you and your loved ones, your families, your moms, and to a glorious weekend full of rocks, I'm hoping very much. Steinkerns. And I hope that you didn't have too rough of a week. I hope you have a lot of rough this weekend, if it means rough rocks, of course, and finding and polishing and getting out and about. The weather is turning for everybody, so hopefully that is on the docket for you. Brenda Bloom, welcome in. So I did say that we have a chock full of something, rocks. We've got a chock full of rocks kind of show this evening. We've got a couple of guests. They're going to come on, and we're going to talk about the Discord cab contest. We have the winner with us tonight. We're graced with some royalty of company this evening. And we're also going to be talking about the May Makers Showcase over there also on the Discord. So buckle in for that. We've got some Chalcedony that I was so excited to be receiving from some friends that just came back from the Nevada area, actually all the way down in Mexico, and they hit the Gemfields on the way home, and they picked Karen up a little something special, which was so sweet. And so we're going to be taking a look at that. And who knows who knows what else. So like I said, get ready with all of your good questions and tangents, and get ready for some lovelies up in your eyes. As far as the week in videos go, we had some really great things. My mom was here in town, and we actually got to see some Nick Zentner. He has been going off really hardcore lately with some really awesome videos. And so if you get a chance to go check out Nick Zentner, uh, definitely take a look at the one where he is interviewing a woman about obsidian. Very cool. She's big into glass and what that does as far as how we are able to identify some of the different volcanic expressions. And so it's so fascinating. If you like to nerd out on geology, then that's the goods. And so if you haven't heard of Nick, you've got a whole bunch of really fantastic videos to go watch. And so also, we had a great video, or rather a live stream from Allison earlier in the week on Wednesday. Got to see some really great stuff. We got to see Jeff and Vicky's fabulous rock hounding, JMV rock hounding, new cabs. There's a new cabber on the block and doing some beautiful work. So welcome into that. And it's a pleasure. You can go watch that on video. Rufo had a video as well. Super cool stuff. Had some like microscope going and everything. So go check that out. And Kyle just had a sale this morning, going to have a sale tomorrow. Not sure about Sunday. And so we got some fun things going on. And of course, all the regular stuff like Brian and Julie, not only having fun on Wednesday, but also I hope that we're going to be looking forward to some fun stuff on Sunday. We might do a little something extra if the Kyle doesn't go live, since I'm a little more freed up right now, which is a wonderful thing. It's a great feeling. Did I say hello to Mr. Turtle Montana? I sure do hope I did. I know we were seeing you earlier before we got started. So also very, very good to see you. So without further ado, what we'll do is get our guests up here right away. We've got Caleb from Freeform Lapidary. How you doing?
How's it going, everybody?
Do I get to be everybody? I'll answer for everyone. We're all doing so great. It's so good to see you this evening.
Thanks. Good to be seen.
Awesome. And we also have Ryan here, and he is going to be announcing the winner of the cab contest. Ryan, who won the cab contest?
All of you, because you got to see my cab. No. I won it, and I thank everybody that voted for me. It was unexpected.
Really? I don't know, man. You had one juicy cab, and so speaking thereof, while we chit chat a little bit, I am going to put up the video that you sent me, and we'll take a look at the shots also from our slideshow. But tell us first, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm still at mom's in Minnesota till probably Monday. So I kind of have the improvised videoing area. Kind of I'm out in the shed, that way I don't disturb mom too much in the house.
I like the ambient industrialness of your background. It's very cool.
That's a John Deere B, if anybody was wondering.
I was geeking out a little bit about that right behind you. Not to tangent right from the very top of the show, but let's talk about farm equipment real quick now.
I spent many hours on that, either following it or driving it while we picked rocks on the family farm. So
it's relevant.
So it ties in.
Yeah. And I don't know. I think the rumor has it that you've been finding while you've been on vacation there.
I've found at least one agate, one decent sized one. I found one real small one, which is what I normally would just kind of find either in the gravel pit or in the field. But so I was kind of surprised. I found some other things that I'm going to bring back just to see what I can do with them. Um, if we get a lot of glacier erratics and everything in our area, and depending on where we are, if we're on the top of the hills, we get a little bit more of that. But on bottom hills, it's kind of more swampy. So
Oh, you got some swamp going
yeah,
on.
we got a lot of swamp.
Ooh. All right. Any gators in your swamps?
Not this far, no.
Okay, good.
Yeah, no boas as far as I know either. So.
Gotta watch your fingers. All right. And so first of all, tell us what you let's actually start from the top. What was the cab contest expectation, and we can get that from you, Caleb, as far as what was the assignment for our April cab contest?
So it was essentially all rocks that had some kind of visual effect to them. Could have been like fire agates having that reflective color play. Could have been tiger's eye with the chatoyans. Could have been opal. Could have been all kinds of things like that that just play with the light.
Right on. And so now I'm going to switch over to Ryan. And Ryan, tell us what it was that you selected and why.
As I was going through, I had just, I think, kind of joked with Caleb or everybody there that I had no clue and I didn't know if I was even going to get a selection. So I just happened to start looking through the boxes that I had gotten from Kyle and the others, and saw the piece of fire agate in there, and decided to give it a shot. And this one I actually got from Lapidary Dave, and so I had done a couple with the rotary tool, real small ones, and so this was the first one that I did on the cabbing machine.
Fantastic. I love the shape of it. And I know that Mutt and I were talking about how, like, the difference between the contour carving and the cabbing, and you can't always get away with cabbing these as
Mhm.
opposed to contour carving them. But this one, you totally did it.
Yeah, I did in going through, and I think if you included in here, I had actually stopped at one point and then decided that I was going to continue to see if I could actually get more fire out of especially the bottom part of it. So I kind of took a leap of faith, and it turned out pretty well. There was some as you're starting to dome, and on the sides that some of the I did have to grind through a couple of the nodules, but that it still turned out okay. So, and half of it being the first time that I've worked on this with a cab and a piece this big, it was really a leap of faith. I didn't know what was underneath that brown.
And so we're getting to see it live and in motion there. And I mean, hey, stop it. Let's get out of there. I actually have your full video. Whoa, but we'll turn that down. And so this gorgeous piece in motion is way more exciting than just seeing the stills, which are still beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Can actually see some of the color coming through there, the green and purple a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And so it just seems like this particular one lent itself very nicely to doing like a dome top. As I said before, sometimes you miss out on the color, but that is strong. Like, you got a nice piece from Lapidary Dave for sure.
Yeah, and on there on the bottom, you can see I didn't go completely far, and there's still kind of that brown band. I'm sure if I really wanted to, I could have even done the kind of the bottom quarter of it a little bit more, but I decided not to risk it.
Good
Sure.
call.
And so you had said that this was the first one that you didn't use like a rotary style tool
Mhm.
on. So how many fire agates have you done? And this was, like you said, a leap of faith. How many have you done? How comfortable do you feel?
Not very, and that was number 3.
Okay.
And the first 2 probably size-wise probably only make up about half of that one there. So they were pretty
Wow.
small.
Yeah, I think that one of the things that I really like about this one is that you can see, some of the like fortifications and that
Hmm.
sort of thing. You don't usually get really treated to that with the fire agate. So even though, some Puritans might be like, you got to get in there and get to those bots down low. I think that again,
Hmm.
it's just so pleasant the way that it presents here.
And that was one of the reasons I stopped initially on the one, because kind of between where my 2 thumbs there was actually some red, almost agate fortification lines in
Mm-hmm.
there. And I knew when I was going to go through for the second that those were going to go away, and I was just hoping it'd be worth it. So
Yeah, it was fantastic job. And and so I again, congratulations on that wonderful cab. You've got to be feeling pretty great about it. What do you
hmm
reckon you're going to do with it?
I don't know. It may just go on a display stand
I think
somewhere.
so. The big frame, something
Yeah.
like that. Right on. I would like to welcome in Yogi Bear, and I saw that that Opal guy and Kirk came in, as well as Wisconsin Rock Stalker. Blind Squirrel Rocks is here as well, and it seems like and Lava Bison. Thanks you guys for jumping in. We are chatting with Caleb and Ryan about the cab contest. And I'm dying to know, what is the May the subject for May, since you get to select it as the winner.
I selected fossils, which includes both the flora and the fauna side. So petrified woods, fossilized woods, any of the turritella, really anything that originally was a living thing that has been fossilized.
Nice. Does that not include traces then? Can we have it be not a living thing, but perhaps something that was like pooped out by a living thing type thing?
Um, I'm gonna say that since at least for the most part, at least for my diet, whatever I pooped out would have been coming from something living.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say that one is okay.
All right, I like that. Okay. And Yogi Bear is asking, would coral be coral? Can we do coral for the
Fo-
cab?
yes, fossilized coral, I would assume, is in there. And if Caleb has any disagreements, but I think I see him shaking his head up and down. So
Yeah, I would say, the fossil family of things,
yeah,
you can nitpick some of like the oddballs out there. And it's like, I probably shouldn't get into the weeds on it too much. Just, the broad fossil family, probably applicable here.
yeah. It was kind of
Right
like the
on.
one that Jared asked about. I read a little bit more on the article, and it says that a lot of those dendrites were assisted in accumulating by fossil. But I mean, if that's all you have to submit, I'd much rather somebody have something to submit than not submit. So
All
Works for
right.
me.
Yeah, heck yeah. The one of the kings of fossils around our group, Blind Squirrel Rock, says oddball fossils are fine, and I would say that you have sent me a few boxes of just that, and so it's going to be really hard to choose what to make a cab out of. do either of you guys want to divulge like a few of your considerations that you're going to be making into cabs? Caleb, have you thought yet?
Yeah, I've got a couple of coral slabs I'm kind of eyeballing at the moment that have really nice big bursts of coral instead of the real fine sections. So I'm kind of looking at that at the moment. Very colorful pieces. And I might have a really nice red horn coral laying around I might tackle as well. I kind of been on a coral kick here and there with the fossil side of things lately, so we'll see.
Yeah.
You never know.
Who doesn't love coral? And thank
Yeah.
you, Caleb. How about you, Ryan?
I don't have really anything picked out. I did at the local shop here. I picked out some more pieces of tortilla if that's what I end up with. Otherwise, I'll kind of look through some of the pet wood that I have, and maybe go through the box and like this month pick out something that I haven't worked on that I've either gotten from Kyle or somewhere else, and just as take it as an opportunity to try something.
Awesome. Or the smelly Shelly, or the if
or
Theo.
not so smelly Shelly from Theo. So
Yeah, he says it's a Limia also.
Yeah.
I think him and Rock the Rick are both into making sure that we know exactly what shell that is. So that sounds like it's going to be quite beautiful. I've been no bone nor fossil is safe right now in my house either. Like, I keep on picking things up and like, ooh, how about you? Run away.
So are we going to see a submission from you this time?
Oh, look at you looking like you just ate a canary or something. It's possible. I'm hoping that my schedule frees up a little bit more. And actually, cabbing is pretty much the only thing I'm supposed to be doing right now. As far as any of the lapidary or jewelry making with the collarbone the way that it is, I'm supposed to not be doing anything. But like, since it's so, isolated from forearms up, like it doesn't do anything. And so yeah, I'm gonna do a heap and help into fossils, and if I'm excited about something, which every single one of them I'll just be like, you're my new favorite thing. But yeah, I'm aiming. We'll see what happens. Yeah. Calling me out.
Yeah, just so we don't, I did decide that I was just going to go with one material only, and freeform shape. So any shape goes. Did I miss any of the special rules? So like no intarsia, no doublets, and things like that.
Wait, I was spacing out on Yogi's fabulous member for 2 months, and then I need to have you repeat that because I heard magic words and I didn't hear if it was okay or not. So hold on. A vigorous belling for you. Thank you so much. And back to the rules. Like, if you want to repeat what you said, Ryan, and then after he's done, I would like to hear all the rest of them from you, Caleb.
Okay.
Yeah. So of the options that Caleb asked specifically, it's going to be a single stone, and which rules out the doublets and the intarsia. I forget exactly how Caleb's questions are worded. So.
Gotcha. All right. Well, thank you for that clarification. And Caleb, let us know if somebody in the chat right now, or somebody who's out there lurking. Hi, lurkers. Thank you for coming. If you guys don't know about the Discord, and if you guys don't know about the cab contest, fill us in, Caleb.
All right, so every month we're doing a themed cab contest. There are a few rules that go with that, being it's kind of like a traditional cabochon in a sense that it needs to have a flat back, a little bit of girdle on the sides, and then a domed top. In the rule set that as we've gone, I've started changing things and adding little elements so the winners can pick like single stone or multiple stone, as Ryan just went over, as well as some shape restrictions. And so I think for the shapes, this one you chose to have them be any shapes possible, correct? Right.
Yeah.
Correct.
So just adding little elements in there for people to play with going forward. And yeah, there's some photo requirements for submissions. You need to have a front-facing view so we can see the cab and everything you got going with it there. Need a side view so we can see that it's domed and then it has a girdle. And then we like to see a picture of the source material. So if it came from a slab, shoot a picture of the slab, or even just a rough piece is fine. I'm not going to nitpick it too much. Just so we can clearly see that it came from you this month. And that's kind of the point of this, is that it's supposed to be something that we participate in each month. So that's what the pictures help prove, having like the source material that you did it this month. And yeah, so we have a couple weeks left, I think, to get submissions in. I don't think I have the submission channel up yet. I'll make sure to get that up tonight. And 5 days before the last day of the month, we close down submissions and open up the voting. And I would like to hear from some of you guys about how you felt about voting this time, because we did do it differently. We did a point-based system. Well, it's always been a point-based system, but instead of each person's vote only counting towards one individual entry, we decided to do like a top 3 style. So number 1 gets, like, your first place pick would get 3 points, your second place pick would get 2 points, your third place gets 1 point, and then no points for any other submissions. I kind of liked it. I'd like to hear what some of you guys thought about it, see if that's a fit. I think it's a better way. That way it spreads some of the, I don't know if you want to call it like acknowledgement to all the submissions a little bit more. Gets everybody a little bit of love from everybody. Everybody had points this time instead of some people having no points. So I think it's a better way, but I'd like to hear what you guys think on the Discord. So drop it in like the contest submission or the contest feedback section, if you don't mind.
I thought that was a great way to run it, and I think Ryan is a big fan.
Oh, it made it harder for me to choose 3 of them, but I was okay with the system. So
Right on. So Mr. Turtle Montana is asking, so Dino Bone is okay for the contest this month? Question mark.
mhm.
Yes.
As long as it's fossilized.
Yeah.
You got a real, if you got a real dinosaur, no, maybe not.
Chicken bones don't count.
That's great. And Tara's Treasures is giving us a chef kiss for the ranked choice voting. Good on you, Caleb.
Good deal.
I reckon that's coming your way. So,
You know, like I said, we change things a little bit every month as we continue to grow this and see what works for everybody. I'm trying to find a good balance between all the different topics that have come up regarding the contest. And so, you know, it may not be your flavor for this month, but, you know, we're trying to make it just smooth and easy and works for everybody.
Awesome. And I don't know if he was breaking up for all y'all, but you were just a little bit on the rocks there. It sounded like it was getting better by the time you were done talking. So I think we got the gist of what you just said. And then we also have another question here. Would ammonite qualify? What do you think?
I'm going to let Caleb take that one since he knows the material a little bit more.
I'm going to answer that first and say yes. I think it's adjacent enough to be allowed. So we're good
Okay.
there. Am I coming?
Good for me.
Because I'm getting
You're breaking up.
You're just a little raspy there. Yeah. And so
Just at me back.
okay, that sounds great. And Tomcat Josh is here. Good to see you. And so what inspired you to pick fossils?
As I was going through, I happened to kind of just do a search for ideas on themes on one. So I'd found some online rock group, and I was just kind of going through some of those, and I was hoping to find a broad enough category that was hoping that everybody would have at least some material. So maybe we could get a few more people that decided to join the contest this month.
Yeah, I love that idea, and you actually just gave me another idea. Okay, so first of all, if you guys are hanging around on the chat, or if you're lurking out there, if you need a link to the Discord, that's where this contest is going on. It's the Rockhound Roundtable. And so if one of the mods wouldn't mind popping up a link to the Discord, that would be awesome. And then you just go down to the May cab contest. The rules are also in a pinned post at the very top, so you don't have to worry about it. There's two sections: the actual submissions, and then there's another channel that's just devoted for our conversations, just to keep the gallery free from the conversations. And so if you want to go check it out, great. If somebody doesn't have fossil material, you really don't have any access to fossil material, talk to me. You can DM me or just like link me in a question on the in the conversation area. I have blind squirrel rocks's like horn corals and honeycomb corals, and I have like just boatload of petrified wood, which I would assume is also a fossil, and some fossils actually from the beach. And so if you are lacking of fossils, and that's like the reason why you wouldn't partake, get in touch with me. I will totally hook you up with a fossil or, several to practice on. So
But if you get something from her, you got to submit.
that's right. Then all eyes and pressure are on you. No. But yeah, seriously, Blind Squirrel Rocks has been so very, very generous with the fossils. And since this is, our community doing this fun contest, I would be more than happy to share some with y'all. And thank you, Ma. Put the Discord link up there. And so I like that you guys were being able to ask some questions here in real time. Do you guys have some answers to questions that don't exist in the chat, or thoughts about this contest coming up?
Wait, what? I'm sorry.
That's okay.
It's been a day. It's been a week.
Oh my gosh. I totally commiserate in such a huge way. And so that was pretty thorough. I just wanted to give you guys, if you had something niggling around in the head, which you still have the opportunity at any time. But what I would like to also go forward with is that we have another opportunity to show stuff off in the Discord. Caleb, do you want to talk about that?
Sure. Yeah, so we have kind of like a maker showcase section on the Discord. Every month is also themed. I usually throw up towards the end of the month a poll that people can choose which material will be the next one. So previously we've had petrified wood and, oh man, I've already forgot. Oh, Jasper.
Jaspers, yeah.
And then so this month we're going to have agates featured. And so in that section, it's literally anything that you create. So we have the cab contest, and that's very focused in on one section of what we do in the community as a lapidary artist. And so the other section is for all of you other people, your wire wrappers, your jewelry makers of any kind, your flat polishers, tumblers. Throw that stuff over there. So this month we have agates. Have at it. Upload everything you're doing agate related. Show us what you got going on.
Woohoo! I know that Tara's not the only one super extra double psyched on this month's selection there. And tell us how we arrive at that selection as well.
For the month?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Towards the end of the month, I usually throw up a poll that has like stuff we haven't covered yet, and then like materials we haven't covered yet. And so I just try to cycle it a little bit. Eventually, some of the ones will start coming back in. We'll throw petrified wood in again and see if people want to touch on that again and everything. You guys get to drive what direction we go in with that. So
I couldn't see the name, but I believe next month better be meteorites for Allison.
Oh, right. Thank you, Tomcat Josh. And shoot, that bell could be for the meteorites too. Really appreciate that, Tomcat. Keeps the whole thing going. Full blaze ahead here. And so yeah, that would be a really interesting one as far as cabbing meteorites. I hope somebody could hook us all up with meteorites too. Go chip off of one big one or something like that.
Well, or just have the showcase. It was just I just seen her comment there, so
just show them off, and then you got to wonder, would impact glasses and things like that be okay? Probably not. I mean, I'm sure that we would have some kind of holdup that Caleb would have to like mediate over. Right?
I've really tried to just leave that alone and let people go in whatever direction they want to in the discussion, because there's so many little side avenues you can get down with a lot of materials, and it's like, what's the point? It's not like a contest or something, it's like, have at it, just go for it. That's why we were talking about rhyolites and jaspers in the same conversation.
Right.
So I'm not worried about it. You guys do whatever you want in there.
Yeah, and so I was actually again looking at my stuff that was just even near my cabber, and I was going like, wow, there are so many different kinds of agate that you have to choose from. And so I'm gonna ask it again. Do you guys have a few like top things that you're considering right now, throwing on your wheels to get started with that in this agate genre?
Yeah, I have I showed you a picture of it last night, I think. I have some oddball algae or mossy type green and clear agates that I got recently. And what's really neat about it is there's two tones of green, and they're kind of opaque, and they just kind of stand out against like the whitish clear agate.
Do you want me to share it?
Do you have a picture of it? Sure.
Yeah, I do. Okay,
Yeah, go ahead.
Keep talking, and I'll go find that really quick.
So I might throw something like that up there. I have a lot of really cool agates and oddball things that I've come across recently that have everything's vying for my attention at the moment, and unfortunately half of my equipment is down for one reason or another, so I'm just kind of fiddling with a bunch of slabs at the moment.
Yeah,
but not that that's
cool.
a bad thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm playing with things, playing with my stencils, kind of getting things ready for when I can get back into gear again.
Gotcha.
What about you, Ryan?
And since I'm home here, Dad had collected a lot of agates, and some of them, as I was looking through his I forget, or I don't know how long ago his tumblers actually broke, and when he stopped, but he kind of stopped with different stages having been done on some. So some of them I took through. I brought my vibratory tumbler up here with me, so I went through medium and then pre-polish and whatever on them. So I plan on, when I got done with some of them here, posting them in the agate section. Although, like you, I found as I came walking out here somewhere between this afternoon and now, my vibratory tumbler stopped on its own, which is never a good thing. So
yeah.
Oh no.
Good luck.
Yeah. So I have to find out if it was something more about blowing the fuse out here in the garage, or if it was the motor itself. So, but otherwise, there'll be a few of them, like the one that I found. I may even just do that on the cabbing machine when I get back, rather than sending it through the tumbler, and just kind of showing, maybe the different ways that you can do agates. even, your classic LSAs, you can do a full polish with the cabbing machine instead of the tumbler, or
Yeah.
or maybe even some flat polishes on some of those. We'll see.
Very cool.
I love that you took it with you. It's like you can't sleep at night if you don't have that low rumble of the tumbler going,
Yeah, it
Like
was
something's
outside.
the matter.
Yeah, I did bring the cab made home, but it never made it out of the car, so
Hmm.
just never got that motivated to have to try to actually make a cab while I was up here.
Gotcha. All right, and here's your beautiful piece that you showed me, Caleb.
Yeah, I got a few more little pieces of that with kind of like longer little tubes and things stretching out into the agate there. Pretty cool. I don't know. It just really stood out to me, the colors of the green and then having the white borders around them. And it just kind of like pops off the cab a little bit to my eyes, or the stone, the slab. And I don't know. I think it'll be pretty fun to mess with this stuff.
Yeah, Karen, I'm not seeing the rock. I still see all three of us.
Oh, I
Huh.
see it.
Okay, then it could be me then,
Okay.
because everybody is still moving around. But
Yeah. We're here. It's up
yeah,
there. I'll get rid
okay,
of it so that you're not thrown off anymore. Now it's just the three of us.
okay.
And welcome in, Julie. Good to see you. Thank you for making dinner and also joining us this evening. And yeah, Mr. Turtle was just talking about the contrast. That's exactly what I was so excited about too. And the fact that you've got like such a vivid contrast, and then you also have super subtle fortification lines. So it's
Right.
whispering and shouting at you at the same time. I love that.
Hopefully, I have some more. The slabs that I got recently came from a couple friends of mine, and they had a big rock giveaway last year, and I was able to go in and I grabbed a whole bunch of just mossy agates and things, and I got to go dig them out. I'm hoping that I got some of that stuff in the rough form, because when I was going through all this stuff, a lot of the other things that I got that were in rough, like the petrified woods and agates and all kinds of stuff, are all visible in this assortment of slabs that I have in front of me. So
Wow.
I'm hoping there's some of that in there.
Yeah, I'm hoping too. That's incredible. Just gorgeous stuff. I can't wait to see what you do with at least that one. And I think it was Wisconsin was saying that they always show off anyway. Like, got agates, definitely going to be showing them off like I always do, kind of thing. And I do really appreciate everybody who not only took part in the prior makers challenges, but also the prior cab contests, doing all the beautiful showing off and putting yourself out there. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's not a fun show or a contest or a challenge if people don't participate and get excited about it. But I'm also seeing so many things over in the show and tell. It's just, you guys are just killing it over there.
And it has been nice too, because I think even every month we've had somebody that's won. It was their first time entering the contest, or in some cases even the first time making a cab.
Yeah,
So
that's been really cool to see. It's really motivating, I think, for some people to get out there and just share. If I spent years privately cabbing and just not showing really anybody what I was doing, and so we've got some first timers out there, and that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah. And I know that there's like a whole herd of y'all that are just getting machines right now of different varieties. Like I saw some flat laps and some cabbers getting got. And so congratulations to all of you. And so you're in such good company. You just heard what Ryan said about having worked with fire agates only a few times, and then he got to steal the trophy this month. And so, you never know. Just go for it.
Right.
And yeah.
Just not a single one of us who have made a cab made a perfect cab the first time. They were all, we've all left polished scratches and rough edges and just wonkiness. And it's like, you know, it is what it is, and you just learn and get better. So don't be afraid to share, and it's fun to share. We love seeing, you know, some of us who have been doing it for a while. We love seeing that. We want to see that, kind of
All
like a
right.
reminder.
All right. So Rocky Mountain Bear does have a question here. What if I made a cab this month and it fits the rules, but did it before hearing about said rules? Or, I mean, go ahead. Yeah.
I mean, do you have like a picture? Like, do you have the pictures to back up like the rough piece or the slab or whatever? Kind of a gray area rule a little bit. Usually, you know, you would wait until the announcement was made and then proceed. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna worry about it too much. You know, if it's in there, I don't think I'm gonna worry about it. But preferably, you know, I mean, you wouldn't even have known. But yeah, just wait till the announcement's made, and then go for it.
Yeah, and by the announcement, it would have been when Caleb put the announcement on the Discord server itself, as
Right.
opposed to tonight.
Yeah.
Oh,
Correct.
that's true. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's a few days ago, I believe.
Yeah.
You could go
Yeah.
like
I was
check
a
the
little
dates. Yeah.
behind the ball to this month, trying to get it out there early. But yeah.
Yeah, all great question. And so yeah, in the spirit of the contest, that was a really good point, Caleb. Needing that shot of the rough first is kind
Right.
of key.
Right.
So yeah, keeping us honest there. That's awesome. And then I did see Wisconsin's talking about the fear of making a cab, and really, you know, like Caleb was saying, embrace all of the different learning levels. So that I've made some beautiful things, like, and I'm not one to boast or whatever, but at beginning stages, I'll surprise myself and then not be able to catch that level for you know another couple stages. Like, you never know. You don't like it. You might get a piece of material that just wants to sing through your hands, and it doesn't matter what you did.
Right.
So do it.
I
Just do
almost,
it.
I almost, I almost hate when the first one I do of a new material turns out, because I know it's all downhill from there.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, I got really lucky with my first piece of fire agate, and I'm chasing that piece of fire agate. Like, yeah, that was such a like a spectacular. It was just so good that it was easy to do. You know,
I
it was just gorgeous. It has purple in it, you know, all the good.
nice.
Yeah.
I got lucky with mine. The first fire agates that I ever cut came from a private collection that I got, and the person was just sawing through the colorful layers, and so he was just cutting right through those things. And so, but luckily, there was enough layers of it that I could cut a cab just in the middle of the layers. And so that's actually they actually come out pretty cool looking like that. You can still get colors, you still get patterns, still plays with the light. You just have to hope that there's enough of it in there. And so yeah.
And that's what I found in even Theo agreed that, you know, even the parts of the fire agate that don't have the fire in it can cab up very, very well,
Mm-hmm.
and be good on them themselves. So just don't toss away the other stuff. So
Oh my gosh, we always talk about that. If you found that material anyplace else, you'd just be like polishing up that material. But just because it's supposed to have fire in it, you're like, oh, you're garbage. You know, and a lot of it to me looks like ocho, like the ocho agate that are in the geodes. You know, the sides, like that plumy stuff. You know, or feathers. And so, yeah, definitely keep your scraps and do it some honor there. And Barbara is reporting on a Northwest Rockhound Retreat Labor Day at the OMSI at the John Hancock Field Station. That sounds awesome. So Barbara, is there a way that people can get more information about that? Maybe you can help Maud know where to, hook us up with a link. That's very cool, especially for those of us who are over here on the Pacific Northwest side of town. Not so much like Ryan over there. Probably going to miss that event. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I'm hoping tomorrow to go to the Crow Wing Rock and Gem show in Brainerd, Minnesota
Oh,
tomorrow.
cool.
Awesome.
I think they said they're supposed to have like 80 vendors.
Oh,
If I
wow.
remember right. So
That's an impressive show.
mhm.
Very cool. What are you hoping to score?
I'd be the first time I've ever gone to a Rock and Gem show, so I
Oh,
don't know. I do know one of the vendors that had the store that I picked up the slabs that I showed in my the videos the last couple weeks are going to be there. So I'm just kind of assuming there'll be similar materials there, maybe a little bit more rough and stuff. So
Awesome. Thank you, Tomcat Josh. And I really appreciate that we have a new member. It's Wisconsin Rockstalker. So congratulations on that too. Welcome to the fam family. And we've got some special things over on the membership side that you get to see, given you're interested, stuff that is kind of like just off channel, like let's go for a long drive down the coast type stuff, or let's go through the fire agate material and watch Karen like just completely not be able to make a decision about what to do, where to go next. That's the kind of stuff that I share with you. You get to be right on inside my mind and behind my eyeballs. And so if you're willing to be that brave, then go check that stuff out. Yeah, and so I'm really excited for May. I think that everybody has a lot to sink their teeth into as far as the fun things to get involved with over on the channel. Do you have any parting thoughts about that, Caleb?
no, just have fun with it. Try out a few things, see what works, and yeah, don't be scared. Just submit. Just throw it up there.
Just submit. Yeah. You take that any way you want. But have fun doing it. Thank you, Caleb. And then how about you, Ryan? What are your thoughts?
Nothing much more. I do say that it is good, and I don't know if even if it's not a rule, Caleb, but you might in the contest requirements, maybe even just put a suggestion to include a short video of so you get movement even every month, because I think sometimes that really helps people to be able to see the cab and a lot of times appreciate it more if you can see it from maybe more angles than just the three pictures that are required.
Okay. Yeah, at minimum I could at least make it a suggestion, because that is true.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's hard to see some of the things, even if it is an agate, you might not see that it has parallax or something like that without the video. So yeah.
Yep.
Fair enough. I could throw that in there.
Awesome. I do have to say that the videos do help the voting a bit. I don't think directly, but I know that getting like just more time with the stone really does help. And so
Yeah.
I do agree. I know that everybody doesn't necessarily have the technology or has like the photography skills, or maybe the best place to take the shots, but I do think if you can give us a little bit of moving picture so that we can get that gem in our eyes, that would be really super cool. I agree with that very much.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Well, so thank you so much, you guys. I hope that you have a great weekend and happy Mother's Day and all that good stuff.
All right, you too. See ya.
Thank you.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. And thank you, Mr. Turtle Montana, giving some memberships. Oh my gosh, such an amount of generosity for both the channel and all of y'all that are just getting memberships. So here you go. All right. Very, 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 very appreciated. As you guys know, this is how the sausage is made. I get to make sure that we have all of this stuff taken care of, like the platform and the music, and it's just a great way to get us the stuff that we need for the microscope and all the stuff. And it's the whole sharing, it keeps on going through. Maybe some of the postage for if I'm sending folks some fossils this month, all that kind of stuff. That's where it goes. I heard Allison was talking about it on her live about how you pitch in and then you don't know, like maybe you end up getting a loop and a UV light for a nice young new rock star. Phew. Mouth almost didn't want to do that. Congratulations to Soul, has been a member for 9 months. Good to see you. You guys all rock. I really, really appreciate each and every one of you for all that you do. And you do know that you don't have to do this. I appreciate it very, very much, but there's no obligation. In fact, just throwing the thumbs up thing or doing a subscribe or share or something like that is a completely inexpensive way of helping out the channel too. And it just makes it so that folks that don't already know about the channel, that want to be in on all of this fun with all y'all and in the chat and doing the fun things, they get the invite. So I really appreciate it. It gets it out there so that we expand our beautiful family that we have here. I don't know if I had a chance to say hello to Bob's Rocks, and I did see the new baby goats. Oh my gosh, congratulations, a little boy and a little girl kid. So how very, very cool. And thanks again for that. Whoa. 9 months also. All right. Appreciate you so much. Thank you. It seems like something else. I don't know if I said hello to Jennifer. Jennifer, hello. I did see you enter, and yet we were chatting with the guys and making sure that everybody's on board for this cab challenge. I hope that you guys are looking forward to either cabbing a fossil, or if you'd like to play with some agate and share the spoils of what you make, definitely, I hope that you will share it with us over there on the Discord. Did I say hi to Jeff? I was talking about you earlier as far as your video and getting to work in those wheels on your new cabbing machine. So looking forward to seeing a bunch of stuff from you. And those in the chat that are getting here late, Dad's Rocks is Phil. That took me a second to get all figured out. And so it's just awesome to have the stuff that Caleb has set up over there on the Discord for us to see all of the talent that you guys have and all of these new things that you're trying. It's a thank you so much to Caleb for taking the time to organize these things. And then, like I said before, thank you guys all for being a part of it. And if you're not making, then voting and just being part of the fun is all that you need to do. And so we have some Chalcedony that is just knock your socks off awesome. I'm going to bring this up. Well, what do we have here? Some really nice Gemfield Chalcedony. she said it. She said it better than I could have ever said it. And so what we're looking at right now is what I was, I think, the most attracted to when I was able to go myself. And so we're seeing a kind of marbled blueberry sherbet with some lemon and strawberry. And I think it's just so gorgeous that when my friends said that they were going to be heading in up through that region, and would I like anything, I did put in my order for some of the colors specifically. And here's Jeff now. Thank you so much for the super, and I'm so glad that you are having fun. I'm just tickled pink that we have the same machine, because I know that I want to sneak down there in the middle of the night and go make cabs. And so I hope that you're having as good a time on yours as I am, and partners in crime. So thanks for that. Woohoo! Always really appreciate those so much. We got the bills paid for next month. Awesome. Okay. And before we go on, we also have, I'm thinking about cabbing up that honeycomb coral live tonight in the Discord lounge. That would be awesome, Turtle. All right. So you have been invited. If it happens, then we'll be there. That would be fantastic. And Ma. Yeah, it's the purples. Yeah, when my friend asked, I was like, do you think that you could please check and see if there are any purple rocks there that I left perchance? So yeah, we've got some cool sorting to do. This one here, you guys are going off and I love it. I better hold on. I better get caught up because I see some more stuff. Want? Yeah, right. um and so, yes, the purple. You guys are responding. You totally know why. You probably saw that whole classifier was somewhat in a certain leaning bent to that. And that's awesome, Jennifer. I'm sure it is a big learning curve, Jeff. Be patient with yourself. Absolutely good advice for everybody, since we were just talking about, all of the people that if you want to try a cab for the first time, do it. And Rob is saying, yes, that looked like a bowl of raspberry ice cream so much. I swear it makes me totally need a tasty treat when looking at it. And so we have this. Yay! Thank you so much. Dibs on a piece of purple if Karen's willing to part with it. Yes, absolutely, Caleb. You betcha. I've got a deep box going for you already, so I'll chuck it in there because I know you need some of this here, Gemfield, big time. And that helps so much. Some more shipping and all that kind of good stuff taken care of right there. So thank you. Thank you very, very much for that. And oh my goodness me, what's that about? I don't know. And now we're fighting over it. She thinks about an auction, but actually that was one of the things that I was thinking about, is that you guys are gonna what I was thinking about is, all right, we'll have a wrestling match and, we can put it up here on the show and you guys can just fight for it. But no, what I was really going to say is that, not only will I be sharing some of this, but also some people have been asking me about, okay, so you haven't really done like a slablet sale for a while, and the jewelry and yada, yada. Shoulder did stop me from doing a lot. Like I haven't been on the saw, and I really wasn't supposed to be doing jewelry either. And so that will be coming up. I hope to get another event like that coming up this month. Or like hopefully by the end of the month, as I'm like patting my shoulder to behave. Please behave. please get better soon so that I can play some more. And okay, here we go. Ma, you're too sweet. Thank you so much. You guys rock so much. More bribes for postage for the purple chunklets. Yeah, so excited. All right. The pay-per-view purple party. I love it. That's some poppin' peas for my microphone, big time. And no jello wrestling or even pudding. Okay, so we've got some parameters here that the community is throwing down. Aw, I hope there isn't too much crying. You know what we need to do is we need to hydrate, guys. And so if you're crying out there and getting dehydrated, cheers to you. And we'll make sure that the purple, there's some availability of that for y'all. Okay, promises. All right. Aw, yeah. Making up and hugging and not bringing out the jello or the pudding. No worries. Okay, so coming on here, we've got this one, and I did put my finger there on the white part because I wanted to test it while it was wet, because one of the things that does happen in this particular material is it goes from a chalcedony that is extremely beautifully microcrystalline and rich in the silicates, and obviously you see this gorgeous coloring as well, but it goes both ways. It can get less and less microcrystalline and almost start leaning into feeling much more coarse jasper, almost I would say like rotten rock, like porous. And so not all of the Gemfield that you pick up off of the ground there necessarily is great material. You do have to take your time, and it took me learning what works and what doesn't work and how to get a little bit better of an eye for it. But that white area, what it does is it also leans over to the opal side of things, and they do have an entire opalite bed. And so I was feeling like that was probably leaning over there to the opal, and a lot of the opal is like a kind of blue, like a very very light blue to kind of a blue white, and then it kind of leans across the blue into mint green, which is actually really beautiful. And then we've got some more of like the almost blue stuff there. I'll back that up I was kind of going too fast, but this is what it looks like. And it's close to the camera's eye right now, so you can kind of see the blend of colors that actually make up the color. So there's that mint green I was talking about over there, kind of towards the top of the picture. And you see a little bit of red, you see a little bit of purple, you see a little bit of blue teal going into the blue, and I would say that blue is still tinging a little bit more towards lavender even than what this picture here is giving it credit for. I think that it's a little hotter in my camera's eye going towards the blue, and I would say that it's more in the vein of a I don't know, maybe that is getting close to accurate. Maybe a little bit more purple to it. Here, I'm going to do this really quick and see. I wonder if it's going to let me here. We'll do this and take the shortest little break. That's how blue that is. And let's get this too. We'll be looking at this material here this way in a second. Got another. There we go. So in the sunlight, it was bringing out those purples. And so I would say it's like a purplish blue. And so it reminds me of like a blueberry smoothie with the raspberry and maybe, like I said, some lemon or like the sorbet. It's really quite quite fantastic. I love this stuff so much. So let me take that down here for a second. Let me get our video back up. Here we go. Whoa, where did it go? There. And so from the basically the same area at the different beds and the Chalcedony beds there, it changes fairly rapidly, but you're going to get more towards these colors in that bed as opposed to way more, say, reds and oranges and yellows. And so this is kind of a bed that has some promise of this kind of raspberry, this one being very raspberry material. So all the different colors of purple, I would say, are in there, and kind of like a blue gray, but I don't know. Yeah, it's still richer than like if I took, say, cobalt blue and added a little Payne's gray to it. If I was making making the color on a palette for paint. Blurple. Yep. And it's really nice. It just polishes up so darn good. And Rob Thomas just got both my fingertips chewed on by the 80 grit wheel today. Oh yeah. Tape is so wonderful. And I hope that your fingers survive and your nails grow back. It does take a little while. And Rick Smith says we've got green plus pink equals green. We determined that earlier today. Okay. And everybody's fingers hurt. Yeah, Emma's saying every single one of her fingers hurt. I just wanted to get caught up here. I bet I missed a few things as well. And let's see. Oh my gosh. Okay. Telling us the story here. I stopped and shut the machine down and walked away and had a cussing fit once I was out of earshot of the grandson. Yeah. Oh boy, that sounds bad. For sure. And so yeah, this stuff polishes up really good. Are you talking, Resort Dog, about this stuff? Because it is hard. But he might also be talking about something else. And it reminds Hopeful Guy of some old yogurt. It's like the mix-in yogurt, it's the yogurt that has like the actual fruit at the bottom or something. And so we'll keep this one running. This one has a band of yellow. See that white band and then the yellow? Hello, gorgeous. And you can see how that fracture-y, like that's the way that it starts to fracture when it's getting closer to the opalite. And so I reckon that these stones don't know our rules about like be a jasper or be like, they actually have green material there called a jadeite. And then could you just settle down and be, are you either the opalite or are you the chalcedony? And it doesn't know that rule. And so it likes to kind of cross blend, and it does make for some really, really pretty rocks for sure. And then we've got this one here that was, a few of those were in the thumbnail. And this is one of the things that I like the most about the stuff at Gemfield is the bullseye. And so the bullseyes will happen. There's a pit called the bullseye, and it's very, very bullseye-y. But the bullseyes are actually, Nira explained it to me that as the chalcedony is, getting filled in, and it's now part of the body of the vug or what have you. It will get stained. And so it will fill up and desiccate, fill up and desiccate, fill up and desiccate. And apparently that's how we get the banding of this particular chalcedony. And so we get these, like, this always reminds me of when they fold those jelly rolls. And so we have, sorbet yogurt and jelly rolls going on here. So, or, this is definitely cream filled, but yeah, this is the stuff. I just love this material so much. And so this guy, you can see like the banding continue through, because those are shards that had broken off, and then that's the through and through of the jelly roll right there, like from the other side. And some of these are just like hello. that is camera, like, just awesomeness right there. And so I love all of it. I could probably low ride a full truck bed from Nevada, just with it full. But my friend was going after the stuff that I gave her kind of a quick overview of the stuff that I love most. That classifier is right here behind me. So we'll look at a couple of these guys with the second camera here, like this. And again, this camera does not do the rocks very many favors. We have very yellow light. Just as far as my between being indoors and what the camera for my phone wants to do. And so when I bring in again the gemfish here, thank you. Brought to you by Mr. Turtle Montana. Then we see a little bit more accuracy, that there's more like bright variety of that color in there. But again, man, just gorgeous material. So it leans towards the blues. It does do that. And we've got this guy here. And actually, I think it was wet in that as well. So let's do one more little experiment here. I'll get that bad boy wet. Move over bacon. Yeah, so that's at least showing it a bit better. And still the lighting in here being a little bit, I would say, making it more yellow than it actually is. But that's not bad. That's looking like what it is. I can't wait to bite into some of this fun. And so what made me think of the water is like, this looks a little bit less exciting, but this is actually one of the pieces I'm most excited about. I'm going to show you here in just a second. We need water. Bring the water up. All right. So set that down for a second. I'm going to make sure the water is someplace where I'm not going to knock it over. And gotta show you this. So excited. I don't know if my friend actually noticed this also, but we have a piece that's more on the raspberry side, and they do call this particular bed the dendrite bed. And so I think they call it lavender dendrite. And so you can see like lots of, what would be like the raspberry seeds or whatever in the dendrite action. What we have in this particular one is green. And so center of the frame is a good idea. So this one decided to pick up a little bit. That exact green is what the jadeite pit has. And so I don't know why it crept in there, but it looks like we have a little run of it. And that's going to be some extremely special stuff. So I'm really excited about that one. I squealed, I'm pretty sure. And we've got Whispering Sweet Nothings into What's Ear. What is going on? The inclusions are really striking in this material too. I'm wondering what material that is. I need to get caught up in the chat. I made a few cabs from that material that I got from Karen. Awesome stuff. Awesome, easy stuff to polish. I would have to agree with that. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. And if I remember correctly, Ryan, I think that you have the purple dendrite or the lavender dendrite stuff, the dendrite-y stuff anyway. And I am just making sure. Yes, gelato. I know it's making me totally want some gelato. I like spumoni. So good. And so, yeah, anything, anything at this point. If it's dendrite, it can't be dendrong. That's great. That might be a t-shirt. Oh, Eric the cat, thank you so much. Good nighting to you. Wish that Eric is saying, wish I could stay up later, but gardening work makes me an early sleeper waker. Yeah, it's that time of year. I'm so excited. I hope that you have a great garden going on. And thank you so much for joining us for as long as you did. And Rick is wondering what this looks like under the microscope, he asks. Well, I will slip one under before we go, because I do have also hey guys, you remember that cab that you saw in the opening? I did put it underneath the microscope. It's there right now, and it's awfully pretty. And so we'll take a little look at that, and then we'll look at a little bit of maybe that blue one, since it's already pretty sheared off nicely and also not terribly big, because I'm not set up to put a big specimen underneath there right this second. But great question. Will do. Aye, Captain. Everybody remind me that I said so. And let us bring another. Now, this one is exciting to me because I don't know what's in it. And so maybe not as visually exciting, but let me make sure that I'm not missing something. Oh, okay. I did scroll down all the way. And so amethyst sage is usually purple. Dendritic is saying Mr. Turtle, Montana. Yes, amethyst. Oh my gosh, amethyst sage is. I think it comes from not too far away, actually. Oh, it looked like there might be a little critter on that guy too. I'm not sure. I'm thinking of a purple stone, or maybe it's purple cow. That comes from just over, north of this. What would it be? I think it's northeast of this. Okay, too much thinking. Too much thinking, not enough looking. So why does this excite me so much, Karen? Well, for one thing, look at this like bot-tacularity right here. I know my friend must have been like, oh my gosh, look at those cool purple bots. So have to bring this one in Karen's bucket. And so we just have this spectacular melt of mauve and purple and lavender and white and cream, like grapeyinesses. But the other thing that really excites me about this one is you can't tell what's in it. You get like a little idea of what colors might be in there with that bit of beautiful bot-eatness. At first, you guys, I thought that one of the birds, like one of the jays or something, had been eating like copious amounts of berries and left me something on this rock. That is so what I thought. I was like, ooh, I need to wash that off. And I went, getting it wet outside when it was still in the classifier out there, and the thing didn't come off. And so I was like, woo, that's some tenacious berry. And nope, that's the stone, guys. And so that one's going to be fun. I'll take you guys all along on the adventure through this, either on the member side, or if it turns out to be spectacular, then maybe it'll hit the big time. But I've got some member side videos coming up super soon, and so that mystery guy will be coming to your eyeballs soon. Here's a weird one. I'm going to catch up on the chat really quick. I should probably make it wet also. Oh, look, there's some water right here. Let's just do that. So this is like any other stone. You can check how silicate-y it is by giving it a drink and seeing how quick that stuff goes away. And it can be, even within one rock, it can have some different varied qualities, which is crazy. And so, Tara, I read that so wrong, and you were filling your wine glass with pups or something. Oh my gosh. Okay. And it looks like Resort Dog. I used to also grab the opal and Rhogonite at the Amethyst Sage. The cooks have it now. Okay, so yeah, I think I was right about thinking it was close by. And Tara, this is Gemfield, Nevada. And so, oh, look at that. right underneath, no less. Yeah. And so go hang out in I knew it, Julie. Such nice bots. Yeah, there's not a whole lot in Goldfield, Nevada, but you can go to the Gemfield headquarters and go talk to the owner of the claim. Some of the time she's in there, and they'll give you a map of where to go and find the goods. And so it's a really fun excursion if you can make it out there. Not a whole lot of resources at all. So you kind of have to be loaded for bear when you go out there. And yes, Soul, that was what I was thinking too. Prettiest bird berry poop I ever seen. Absolutely, I'm into that. And I've just picked up so many rocks thinking that they were going to be spectacular, and it did turn out to be the other thing that I'm just trained, I think. So this one, I think it's just got all the colors except for green, and who knows, they change a lot when you start cutting through them as well. And so I am making sure I am not missing out on anything. Lesby Rockin' just came in. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. And been lurking and listening, getting ready to scrub rocks. Awesome. Fantastic. That sounds good. Where did you get your rocks from? And somebody needs a daiquiri glass, preferably full. Boy, I hear you on that. Cheers. Everybody hydrate. Yep, I got the kombucha tonight. Yum, yum. All right. So, these rocks, when you cut through them, those of you who have even gotten some of the slablets from these from me, it changes as you cut the rock, and it can be completely all over the place. Like over here, you wouldn't have guessed that on the other side that we have lots of the like more mint green, and we have it up into the purple zone right there. And so as we cut through that, I'm betting like in the middle, as you can see from this, oh gosh, I love that red. This profile here with the red, or the purple going through. So there's a puddle of it like underneath my index finger there. It would be good to get that in the shot. All right, daiquiri glass. So yeah, this one's all full of different crazy colors. That one is going to be a really fun one to cut. I may cut some of this actually on a video and take y'all to see my cab machine too, which I haven't done yet. It's been one thing after another, and I just haven't set it up so that we can do some watching out there. I've been working, but not able to bring you guys along. So here's that one that we saw in the video. And you can see the band there. So that one's going to be really cool. Hopefully I can get a couple with that, just landscapey band thing going on right there. That is really, really neat. Very pretty color. And all right. A long week, but your life is good, Tara. That sounds awesome to hear about. And we've got Sunset Jasper is fractury too in many pieces. That's so sad when you have a really, really beautiful rock that doesn't want to behave. And come on. Like the most beautiful rock, but won't take a polish for one reason or another. I actually have a piece of this that it was just it wouldn't cut. It was too fractury because of the opalite content. And so yeah, it's such a big learning curve to learn how to actually work with this stuff in the variety of the material it has within its own kind. All right. And so here we have that one that has a pretty fairly high content of the opal. And you can see a much less as far as the kind of dendritic quality too. And that's kind of a giveaway there is that glassy globularity that is hanging out right there. But we've got some really nice raspberry and blueberry sorbet going on this piece. Some of this could be outer staining. I did notice that as I cut many of the specimens from here, that they turned out to be less hot colors on the inside and more of the oranges and yellows on the outside, somewhat like a patina. That one looks like that red's going straight through there. This one has a face, kind of looks like a ray looking up at us. Hello. Okay. And here's that little guy that was in the thumbnail, giving you a little bit more size reference. A nice kind of little piece of bullseye. And that'll make a few nice slablets for some pretty cool cabs. Just a chunkle. And so here's another bit of the false kind of desert patina, the oxidization on the outside. And then it turns out being different on the inside. But here's some of the quality of what you can see on the outside. Very ochery. And this is what I meant by some of it being porous and rotten. Like you'll go through whole veins of it that are a little bit more chunky and rotten. And then you've got the parts of it that got well silicified. And so it can be a little all over the place for sure. And I'm getting into the bigger pieces. This one needs to take a dunk. There's a little bit more of that desert patina that we have there. This one is going to be absolutely all over the place in color as well. Super fun to cut. So we've got all of the kind of pastel Easter colors in this particular rock. It's going to be mostly, like that very pretty, like light orange, like a, kind of tangerine orange peach, to yellow, to of course the lavenders and the pink, and a little bit of tinges of the blue to mint swirls going through there as well. So that's going to be an incredibly pleasant stone. I love it when it does that. And it looks like Rick is got to get the man-child moving in a productive direction. Have a great weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all the awesome mothers and grandmothers here tonight. I hope you are pampered thoroughly. Thank you so much, Rock. Yeah. we hope that we all get good and pampered, and I know that y'all have moms, and so hopefully you get to honor yours, or if you don't have yours available, then honor one, maybe one that doesn't have many of their youngins around to do the job. And so maybe we can get some surrogate situations going on there. It looks like that's a druzy band. I don't know how much of that is going to be integratable, but that is another thing about the Gemfield that most certainly can happen, is that you get like whole druzy bugs that you didn't know existed inside some of these guys. This one's going to come right up to the camera, I think. We're getting into the big stuff, but I mean, that doesn't even need water on it. It's just unusually cool bullseye. Some of you who have gotten some bullseye from me, what it usually is the reds and the yellows and the whites going down sometimes into a very crimson, like a dark. And so this one, just the opposite. We've got the yellows and a little light green and the blue and the purple and just a little bit of that raspberry. And so that's going to be an amazing one. And that's a pretty big chunkle to play with. And it looks like we're running the possibility of getting into some darker purple in that one too. I do love the darker of the purples. Although all of it is fabulous. No complaints. And this one's another bit, like this is the biggest one of them all. Let's see if I can pull this up a bit. And it's a little bit of a mystery as well, but I would assume that she probably grabbed it from the same area, hedging her bets that it was going to have some of our purple in it. But like right there, you can see the cleavage. I mean, the way that it fractures away, like it is such really gemmy stuff. It almost wants to fracture more like opal than like a chalcedony. And even on this side, it's got like that rim is so shiny. That's pretty opalite. Like that's what it is. That's not, I don't think that's water. Might be water, but still very, very shiny. Plenty of opal, common opal or opalite material there. And so it definitely cross blends with the regular chalcedony. And so that is a great big heaping of an eyeful for you guys of the Gemfield stuff. Rufotris is feeling crabby. Got my braces on today. Oh man, so sorry. Let's give you a big bell for that, for being brave. Thanks for being a 6-month member. So appreciative of that. And those braces are going to be worthwhile. So it doesn't feel good now, but it's going to be worth it. You're going to be happy about that. And Lesby rocking there from Gemfield. And that's in Nevada. And I didn't get to go this time. So a friend was coming back up through from Mexico, and she did collect these gorgeous pieces for me. And I'm just jelly as all get out that I didn't get to go. Honestly, I would have liked to go down there and meet them and camp out for a little bit. Great, Murples. I think that what it needs is more cowbell. Yes, lava bison, absolutely. Thank you so much, Lava Bison. Really appreciate that. Goes to all of the goods. And you guys definitely deserve the goods. So from here, we'll take this bad boy down and we'll put me back. And actually, no, let's do this. There's that. And so this is the cab that we are about to look at underneath the microscope, and then we'll toss some of this Gemfield under there. And so this was part of what we did on the opening credits. It is a piece of crazy lace from Mr. Turtle, Montana. So thank you so much. There was so much neat crazy lace in that window. I have no idea what was going on in there. That was so wild. And so this guy has some druzy pockets, as you can see there in the middle at the very top. and then just some super duper wild craziness. And so we'll look at that. Whoops.
Well, what-
Nope, we're done. And so we'll get that down. Yay. Yeah, I was just dying to have a look at that. Like it looks so crystally in all of the fortifications that I was like, okay, that's going straight underneath the microscope right now. And then when I started looking at it, I was like, okay, and I have to share it with all of you guys right away. And so let's see, I'm just scrolling down to make sure that we got to everything. It was so nice of her. She offered, she knows we're very rockhoundy together. We like to travel together, actually. And so she knows that I was really jealous that I couldn't be traveling at that time. Yeah. So next time, hopefully. And oh well, Lesby Rockin', I'm sorry. She's saying that she sat down to take a break and now I don't want to stop watching. Okay, we won't be going on for too much longer, but I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to the beautiful, gorgeous cab, and you can see this is actually the area. I'm going to make this big here in a second and I'll run the music, but you can see that let's see, got to get this up so that I can use my cursor. So over here in this area you've got wildness. I'm not entirely sure we're going to be able to take a closer look at the wildness on this particular round because it is on the edge of the cab. But we'll take a little tour. We'll see what happens. Yeah, otherwise, to familiarize yourselves where you are on the cab, this is like kind of towards the bottom, and that's the beginning of this beautiful seam that we have of a nice big druzy fug. And so I'll get get this full screen, and let's do some music and enjoy this bad boy. So here we go. So that is totally gorgeous. I had to share that with you. I started looking at that earlier today and I was like, you guys have to see that. And so little snowy orbs, absolutely that opal guy. That's exactly what I thought that it was sparkly like that because there were all of these little crystals in the fortifications. To the naked eye, I just thought that I was seeing light being refracted from some quartz. And there were the quartz druzy bugs, but those were orbs, man. That was so cool. So that really was exciting. Love the cab. That definitely turned out to be a fun one to complete today. Again, thanks to Mr. Chubby Hubby, not only for the gemfish, but also for that particular piece of material. And so I'm trying to see if I can't just use the rig the same way that it is right now, and it's not going to. So we're going to load a little piece of the Gemfield onto the stage right now. I'll get it wet. Don't know if that's going to help us or not. We'll probably have to deal with a little bit of reflection. But without further ado, we'll get that right up and have a look at what this looks like underneath the microscope. And pop that up and bring her into focus. We're way close, and so we can definitely get back. So excuse the exposure bar, but it's definitely wanting to do the job that we hired it for. See how far back we got to get for this. Hopefully it'll get it. All right, now let's go back in and see if our correction, let's see. So this is that blue piece of the Gemfield. Bring that back up and do that. There it is. And so see if we can't get an angle where we lose the glare. Whoop. Slippage. There we go. No glare. And that's what it's looking like at about, I want to say 15. And so our little dendrites become a little spastic-er. This is we're on a little bit of a grade here, so I think that's what we're gonna have to do to avoid the light. So let me see if I can't get at least the middle into a place where we get a flat enough surface to get a better look. Okay, so our little raspberry dendrites are these crazy inclusions. Who wants to take guesses? It looks like we have a fracture filled inclusion over here coming up the screen. And because you see the color in there, so that is a healed fracture. And that is one of the things that the Gemfield stuff totally does. Let me get this all the way big for you guys. You don't want to watch me. And thank you guys. I'm catching up on the chat. And it looks like you enjoyed our little crazy lace agate there. And yeah, this is what I do to calm myself. Microscopy calms the average beast, something like that. It's supposed to be savage, and it might be something else other than microscopy. But I'm here to tell you. So we'll get a little bit closer. It looks like it's like that staining that I was talking about. But how do we get these stains suspended like that in these areas? In the kind of intricacy that we're looking at. Let me get that wet again. It is quite wild. I don't know what so much to make of it, but gosh, it's pretty. So there's another look at that part of the staining. We'll get a little closer so that we can get a better look at these stains, and guessing that we have a whole lot of little itty bitty platelets going on in there. And everybody's talking to each other. And Rufotris, yes, definitely. I got lost in the calcite for a few hours the other day with the microscope. Yeah, I definitely thought that was cool of you to share that with us as well. Let's get a little closer on those platelets. As we're starting to see that definitely come about. I'm keeping this on the wet side so that we can get a nice view of how we're made. Yep, there are our platelets now. And I mean, look at this sort of delineation right here. Why did it do that? Why do we have yellow in that swath, and it cuts that, quote unquote dendrite in half? There's shapes. Maybe some of the other dendrites are more dendrite-y, but these are definitely more clouds or shapes due to these platelets. Let's get a little more light in here. Oops, that's not what I wanted. So watch your eyes for a second. It's going to flash. He likes to go crazy. Let's bring it down a little bit more. There we go. And see, with a little bit more light, we are able to make a little bit more out of these little platelets. And I think, is that as far as, nope, we get closer. Let's do it. Yeah, that is just a party. But it's so weird how it, over here at that line, it just decided to change color. That is so wild. Get that into the middle and go from whatever was going there before into yellow and orange. Wow. Definitely getting lost looking at rocks. And if you go through the collection with a black light, you multiply boxes. Oh, probably with the calcite, I'm betting. And so, yeah, this is kind of what this rock wants to do. Just these little platelet shows. We come out just a little. Whoa, that was kind of wild. Let's go that way. Just that little bit. Bring you into focus. We're going to be all over the place with focus since we have a grade, but we'll kind of cruise over here to see a little bit of the color change, treat ourselves to something nice. Very gentle. Oh, yeah. Some more grade there, but wow, look at how hot that is over there on the right-hand side. Teeny weeny platelets. Kind of scrolling through the depth of field there. A little bit more. I mean, it is really all over the place. Sorry about the bouncing too. Where did that part go? I liked what we were just looking at, and it bounced off. Why did you go? We liked you. Look at how yellow that is. That's screaming. I like that. Oh, and it's got druzy. Don't go anywhere. So many abstract shapes when you get into the, how these rocks are made, and all of them are like that. I mean, you look at the Arizona Rockhound Expedition stuff, just all of the different kinds do so many different things that begs to just get moistened. Oh no. So rolling around. Here, let's put you back. See if we can't get better look at you. Not so much. Okay. Yeah, that's just a big grade. So it's not happy and it's picking up the sparkles. But look at how that red and purple is over there on the right hand side. This reminds me of looking at flower petals very, very much. So if you're wondering what a flower petal looks like underneath the microscope, here you go. Like, what makes an orchid a certain color, or the hydrangea blossoms are really neat to look at underneath the microscope as well. So Rock wanted to know what it looked like underneath the microscope. And that is what it looks like underneath the microscope. We'll do some more of that. I owe you guys one of those videos to zone out to and go to bed to or whatever, with some music and some microscopy. I took a super long break because my mom was in town for a couple of weeks and I wanted to spend every possible minute with her. And speaking of that, you guys, we've got the Mother's Day weekend going on this weekend. And so I do hope that you're able to do something really sweet for your mothers. And if you're a mother, I hope that you are well honored this weekend as well. And if you don't have one of those things available, then maybe just do something like from your heart to somebody who cares for people, because that's what moms do. And so you can always honor somebody in that way. Everybody always loves a gift from the heart, and that doesn't necessarily mean a thing. It can be an action, like, if you make some coffee for somebody, or bring them some lunch, or something sweet. It can be a gesture instead of a thing. So I do hope. And we've got maybe some manganese going on. I hope so. I'm thinking you're absolutely right, Rocky Mountain Bear. That is definitely somebody who is responsible for those tints. And blinded by the rock, yes. blinded by the science. I love that yellow too, Rob. Oh my gosh. I do love myself some super, super saturated yellow. It just makes me so happy. I was doing something with my mom. Colors can make you happy. We know that rocks can make you happy for sure too. And then I've got a lavender plant, and I just took some of the lavender and I gave it to her to smell. And there's certain things that are just mood enhancing, just like again, a super simple act, like treating yourself to the smell of the lavender. Got such a calming kind of therapy to it. Or stop and smell the flowers. There's so many things that are blooming right now. Roses are coming out, and orange blossoms. I walked past a lilac, I think it was yesterday, and just died. It was so beautiful. So looks like y'all are having your projects going on, right, Allison? Like, one of the biggest acts of love that anybody can like express to me is bring me coffee. It's so simple. It's such an easy thing, and it like touches me deeply, believe me. And so that's definitely a thing. And Mr. Turtle Montana would like everybody to know that if you need a heart-shaped gift, let him know. And I can definitely say out of experience that uh, his heart-shaped gifts are superb and magical and wonderful. And you saw where this was. And that's where it always is. It's like my super favorite palm stone right now. Just the special things hang out right here, um, at my quick reach. Those are the things that I absolutely have to get done. Got a few of those sitting right there too, but we're not worried about that right now. But yeah, Mr. Turtle Montana, for all of your heart-shaped rocks needs, for sure. And I'm just making sure that we've got everything. Your lilacs aren't open yet, Allison. I can imagine you've got like a little bit different climate. And I have a feeling that the lilacs that I did pass were perhaps either they burst open because we had a couple of warm days just in the last few, or they might have just been purchased kind of thing. So it's all good. They were in a potted lilac bush. So good. Yes, acts of coffee service are such a big deal. Cynthia Foss, been working and lurking. It's so good to see you, Miss Microscope Queen. I hope that you have a great weekend as well. And let's see, just making sure. Oh, acts of chocolate service are delight as well. That would be maybe one of the ones for my mom. I I get her coffee, but she really likes peanut butter cups, and so that's one of her special things. Don't have to get her anything real over the top, but sure does appreciate those peanut butter cups. I sure do miss you, Mom. I miss her already, you guys. And I know she's watching and a lurking right now, but she probably just isn't keyboarding at the moment. And absolutely, anytime, Mr. Turtle Montana, you do great work. And oh my gosh, okay, Tara's saying that your lilacs are done already. Oh, so maybe they are not forced. Um, ah, that that sounds so beautiful, though. Some white lilacs. Do they smell as good? So good. I'm sorry. I was starting to slump in my chair there. Come on, sit up. So this Gemfield stuff, I'll be sharing the progressions with you. I hope to be working on some of it this weekend, and we'll probably end up having, some fun like a jewelry cab slablet sale fun extravaganza coming up sometime soon, hopefully here in the next about month. I gotta get some work done, but I do have a lot of cabs starting to amass, and I probably won't set them all, so I'll probably set some of them free in the community. And so uh let's see, I'd like to thank both Caleb and Ryan for coming on tonight and sharing their experiences with the CAP contest and the Makers Showcase over there on the Discord. I hope that you will join us over there on the Discord. Welcome to all of the new members that are over there. I definitely noticed that we had some bunches of highs going on, and so it's popping off over there. It's a great time to be when we don't have other lives going on. If you have other lives going on this weekend, make sure that you get them linked up here in our chat. We would love to watch for sure. Oh, purple lilac in the back, still blooming at that opal guy's place. They smell so good. Yeah, we have honeysuckle like crazy around here, Tara, and they are just intoxicatingly yummy. I love them so much. And so let's see. I did want to I'll pose a question that you can either leave your answers in the chat, or we can chat about it over on the Discord or whatever. But I just wanted to leave you actually with a question. Other than, is Kyle going live on Sunday? But I don't think we all know that. But go check out Kyle's live tomorrow live sale and get your mom something nice. But studio notes. I know some people who make great studio notes. Like Theo's a good studio noter, at least on his facet designs. He'll make notes of some better angles, or how come that one didn't work the way that it should have, and maybe these steps should be rearranged and that sort of thing. Do you guys keep studio notes? Do you keep them on your lapidary? Notes about maybe different kinds of minerals wanting to react to your saw blade differently, as far as fast, slow, like don't do this. Absolutely don't forget to do that. Do you make notes about maybe innovations that you have discovered with like a wrapping pattern, or a soldering hack that you don't want to forget? I ask because sometimes it seems like if you do a few different things, that if you cycle around from having done a whole bunch of this other stuff back to something that you maybe the last time you did it was a few months ago, say like sand casting, or if you, like I said, are a rapper and you haven't done a pattern for a long time, or you made an innovation and you just didn't do that innovation enough times to have it settle into your memory, how do you retain the stuff? And so I would love to hear how you guys tackle that stuff. And if you do it in an analog way, like do you write it in a notebook, or do you have the tendency to have an electronic version of that? Like, do you have a file where you put pictures and notes? I would love to get more organized about that, because I had a recent jewelry design, uh, a recent jewelry design that I had to do some interesting tweaks to make everything work right, and I really liked what happened, and I don't want to forget how I did it. And so I was like, okay, like I need to start a notebook, or what's the best way to grab those things and put them somewhere so that when you want to go do that thing again, you don't have to be like, okay, now I'm reinventing the wheel. I know I was capable before, but now a half of a year later, I can't remember what I did so darn good. And we've got post-it notes. Oh my gosh, I would have like this fluttering wall. Like that would actually be pretty, huh? The decorations of an entire wall in post-it notes. And let's see. I just wanted to say, oh, Russian olives smell like bananas. That's neat. Yeah, and so if you guys voice memos, oh my gosh, but do you want to listen, like, and I guess you could title each voice memo for what it was, but like as far as like knowing exactly where was that one thing about faceting that like I probably could be more organized with my electronic devices and how I organize like the files in them to be absolutely user friendly in exactly this way. Excuse me, like sticking a folder of the voice memos for all of the one thing, and maybe even some videos. Like that's a good idea. Yeah, that like I would have to train my brain on that one. Phantoms use ghost-it notes. That's great. Ghost-it notes. I like it. I like a physical notebook. So much better than electronic. I do have quite a few like spiral bound notebooks so that they can stay open. And with my faceting diagrams, I use the clipboard so that, like I can flip and that sort of thing. But I guess binders with like those clear sheaths are kind of nice for stuff like that. And then you can amend your notes at any time. I'm just thinking, and write with invisible ink. Exactly. And oh, Ryan is thinking that you need to do this too. Oh man, I know that I don't retain as much as I could, and that in that regard, like I could be smarter. It would be so good to, remember all the smart things that I did in the past so that I don't have to figure them out. And that's what the post-it notes are for sure. And rock caches. Yeah, for sure. Keeping field notes. Heck yeah. Because then you don't have to reinvent that wheel again and drop in pins and all that kind of good stuff. Yeah, there it is right there. Quick video. Yep. Yeah, with landmarks or something that you can triangulate with too. Great. Awesomeness. And agreeing, but a picture may be needed, so electronic may be better. Yeah, it's well, certainly with some jewelry design things, either I'd have to do like a quick illustration or, take a picture. So these are really good recommendations. I very much thank you guys for your input. And maybe we can all shame each other into being better about taking our notes. Ryan, I'm watching you. Okay. We'll try to attempt to be better about this together. And yeah, Bob, for me, filing cabinet and file folders. I like that. That I'm probably more of like kind of an analog girl. And so it would be good to be able to like, okay, there's a faceting folder in the file cabinet that has all the stuff that I need in it. So I like that. And I'm sure, just dependent on how your brain is shaped, that it's going to be different for each person. We all have to figure out exactly what works, but it's the thing about having it work, like just doing it any which way is what needs to happen. All right. And so with that, I think that we've covered it, guys. And I love you for hanging out and all of the wonderful supers that you all pitched in this evening and all the great memberships and being here for it. We're gonna watch the Microzone Crazy Lace, the Cray Cray lace one more time as far as the credits go. And I'm hoping to get that changed for the next time. Pop on over to the Discord, take a look around as far as the parameters for our May events go with that cab contest and the makers. And Mr. Turtle is singing a song here. I can see clearly now the banding's formed. Oh, yeah. Should have started in a bit higher note there. So I'm not going to sing the rest, but thank you for your enthusiasm, Mr. Turtle Montana. And we'll be seeing your stuff over there on the Discord, maybe in the live in a little bit. Maybe somebody can give you a couple of nudges to make sure to do that live. And Allison is saying my notebooks look like hieroglyphs in foreign languages. I know I have that scrawl too, especially if it's like a real quick thing, while you're, that's brilliant. I gotta just put it down. A lot of times your juices are flowing so much better while you're working, and you're having all of these more ideas happen. Like, oh, I could do this with that, and that stone would look really cool. And it's like all happening at once while you're working on something. And then sometimes it all goes away and you need the help. Like if I just open it, that file folder or whatever, and there it is. Maybe you can reignite, or you just need more coffee. Thank you, Scott. I know I'm definitely trying to nurse it. I'm just gesticulating with it, and so that's a good thing. But I go to do any repetitive motion like faceting with that arm ain't happening. I did a smidgen of jewelry, and that was not good. It like moves around. It's so weird, you guys. Anyways, thank you, Allison, for popping up that Discord link again. We got to cheers since I'm getting a little hoarse. Been talking. I like little horses, little unicorns and horses and big horses too. But cheers to you. Cheers to your mom. Cheers to you if you are a mom. I know all of y'all have a mom, and take care of somebody in a way that the love is shown to them, whatever language that wants to be. But I thank you all for being here with me tonight. So cheers to you, and I appreciate you. Love you guys. Barry Bucha. All right. Thank you. And thanks here. Yes. With the super, we the command for a turtle live. Cheers to you, Soul. Thank you so much for that. Steinkerns and all the good stuff in the Discord lounge. You guys know where to go. And here comes the credits. Have a great weekend. I will see you around all those lives, you know. Be alive, everybody. Are you here? Am I here? And we can't hear me. Let's start over again. Are you here? Am I here? And we can't hear me. Let's start over again.